Welcome to my channel once again. Right, I'll be given certain questions to do under permutation, combination, and binomial expansion. Right, the first question is um, if n permutation r, n combination r. Right, that's the first question. We're asked to find r. Right, so I'm going to be writing the formula for permutation. The formula for permutation is as n permutation r is n factorial over n minus r factorial. And that of combination is n combination r is n factorial over n minus r factorial r factorial. So this is what we'll be using throughout our calculation today. So I'm going to be writing this here, n factorial over n minus r factorial. This division sign is this. N combination r will be n factorial over n minus r factorial minus 1 equal 5. So that's n factorial n minus r factorial. This division sign will turn to multiplication. What's at the right hand side will flip. So I have n minus r factorial over n factorial minus 1 equal 5. Now n factorial will cancel n factorial. N minus r factorial will cancel n minus r factorial. So we are left with r factorial minus 1 equal 5. So r factorial equal 5 plus 1, which equals 6. So what I'm having now is r factorial equals 6. Now what value for we have take to give us 6? R definitely equal 3. The reason is 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1 equals 6. So therefore R equal 3. We're asked to look for the value of R. Right, this is the second question. We're asked to find n. Listen, I want you to take note and actually focus on this example. N combination 4 will be n factorial over n minus 4 factorial 4 factorial. Now this place we're not having r, it's 4. Okay, I'll be skipping the division sign. I already know that it's going to flip, so it will be n minus 2 factorial over n factorial equal 1 over 2. I've made it flip already, so n factorial will cancel n factorial. Now at this junction now, n minus 2 factorial cannot cancel n minus 4 factorial, but we know that when we have factorial sign, the value in the bracket will be reducing till it gets to 1. For instance, 9 factorial is 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So 9 factorial is 9 times, as you can see, it's reducing by 1 till it gets to 1. And if you take note, from this point to this point is actually 8 factorial. From this point to this point is 7 factorial. From this point to this point is 6 factorial. So I can say 9 factorial is actually 9 times 8 factorial, or 9 times 8 times 7 factorial. Okay, I haven't said this. This is what I'm going to do for this. We're having n minus 2 factorial over n minus 4 factorial 4 factorial equal 1 over 2. I'll be reducing the numerator by 1. So I'll be having n minus 2, just as we're having. Okay, let me just write the general formula. This is the general formula. N factorial equal n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 factorial. As you can see, n is reducing with 1. So n minus 2, next value it will be n minus 3, because it's minus 2 minus 1 minus 3. The next value will be n minus 4. I'm going to stop there. The reason why I'm stopping here is so that this value will be eliminated. So this is what we're having at the denominator, n minus 4 factorial 4 factorial equal 1 over 2. So n factorial will cancel n factorial. That's just the goal. That it will be simplified to the step. So what I'm having left is n minus 2, n minus 3 over 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equal 1 over 2. Alright, so 2 in itself 1, 2 can eliminate this. So I'm having n minus 2, n minus 3 over 12 equal 1. I think you're already seeing where it's leading us. It's leading us to quadratic equation. So we're having n minus 2, n minus 3 equal 12. If we expand, if we open this bracket, it gives us n squared minus 5n plus 6 equal 12. If 12 comes here, it becomes negative 12. And we're going to be having n squared minus 5n minus 6 equals 0. That's because 6 minus 12 equal minus 6. Alright, so I'll be using factorization method. I'm having minus 6 here. So it means n squared. And the sum of those products that will give me minus 6 is minus 6 and 1. And minus 6 plus 1 is negative 5. So I'll be using 6n plus n minus 6 equals 0. If you don't understand this step, just leave your question at the comment side below. So what's common here is n minus 6 plus 1, n minus 6 equals 0. So it means n plus 1, n minus 6 equals 0. So it's either n plus 1 equals 0 or n minus 6 equals 0. So n equal minus 1 or n equal 6. Now I want you to note that n cannot be a negative value. N has to be positive. Alright, since n is positive, therefore n equals 6. Right, this next question will ask to find n if n permutation 3 minus 6 open bracket n combination 4 equal 0. So this will give me n factorial over n minus 3 all factorial minus 6 n factorial n minus 4 factorial 4 factorial equal 0. All right, what we just need to do is, so our goal in this kind of question is actually to eliminate any factorial we see. We can't just say n factorial cancels. No, no, no. This can be simplified. I can write it as n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 factorial over n minus 3 factorial minus 6. That's also n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4 factorial. I'm stopping at 4 factorial to eliminate this. I stopped at n minus 3 factorial to eliminate this. So there's n minus 4 factorial. I'm just go straight to the point. 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equals 0. Okay, so n minus 3 factorial will cancel n minus 3 factorial. N minus 4 factorial will cancel n minus 4 factorial. 3 times 2 is 6. We'll cancel this. So I'm left with n minus 1, n minus 2, minus, open bracket, n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 over 4 equals 0. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to factorize what is common between those two. And what is common is n minus 1, n minus 2. So n minus 1, n minus 2, open the big brackets. So if I take n minus 1, n minus 2 away from here, I'll be left with 1 minus. If I take n minus 1, n minus 2 away from this, I'll be left with n minus 3 over 4 equal 0. Now, I just want to introduce something new to us. If I say a times b equal 0, it's either a is equal to 0 or b equals 0. Either of these or the two of them can be equal to 0, because anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So using this explanation, is either n minus n open bracket n minus 1 close bracket n minus 2 close bracket equals 0, or 1 minus n minus 3 over 4 equals 0. I'll prefer to take this. I just have only one n, so it's easier to simplify. So 1 minus n minus 3 over 4, let's say, is equal 0. The LCM here is 4. 4 in 1, 4 times 1, 4 minus n. Mind you, this minus is not just for this n, it's for everything there. So n times minus times n minus n, minus times negative 3 becomes plus 3 equals 0 over 1, cross multiply. I'm left with 4 minus n plus 3 equals 0. So this is 7 minus n equals 0. Therefore, n equals 7. That's all for this question. If 6 permutation r equals 6, find the value of 6 permutation r plus 1. Okay, so how to solve this question is, I'll write r factorial. We're looking for r first. So the right way of solving this is r factorial. The value, this 6, I'm going to be writing the 6 factorial, which will be 6 times 5. Now mind you, over this 6 here, this is continuous. Now the question is, at what point will I stop writing? Because this kind of question is kind of tricky. At what point will I stop writing? Now we're starting from 6. 6 divided by 6, 1. Okay. We'll go to the next one, 5. Now, when you multiply this number, it is greater than 6. So what's the denominator must be greater than the denominator, and it must not be equal. So the 6 times 5 times dot dot dot, it's continuous to 1. So I will say 6 cancel 6. R factorial equal 5. But that's not all. We're not going to be using 5. Now this value here, 6, will be 6 minus 5. When you're writing the formula for permutation, it's actually n factorial n minus r factorial. Aha. So we want to look for the number down. So r factorial will not just be 5. R factorial will be 6 minus 5, which equal 1. So therefore r equal 1. But we're not to stop there. We're told to find the value of 6 permutation r plus 1, which is 6 permutation 1 plus 1, 6 permutation 2. And 6 permutation 2 is 6 factorial over 6 minus 2 factorial, which is 6 factorial over 4 factorial. 6 factorial is 6 times 5 times 4. Instead of continuing to 3, I'll just stop there. Over 4 factorial. So at this we eliminate 6 times 5 equal 30.